that there's only 4 days left of the January transfer window, because there are new signings, or apparent new signings, literally falling out of Fabrizio Romano's ears, and a few of them have to do with Aston Villa. And today we're going to be covering what I would assume is going to be our Diego Carlos replacement in Axel Disasi from Chelsea, and it's one that's causing a lot of stir, a lot of controversy on Aston Villa Twitter. So let me break the signing down, go through his stats, and let's have a chat about Aston Villa's possible new short-term, because it is only a loan, centre-back. Now, I know that Disasi comes alongside news of us apparently going for João Felix, apparently going for Juan Foyth from Villarreal. Apparently, we're after a few other players as well. Emery going out on loan. Now, what I would say is, guys, stick around on the channel and stick around to the end of this video to hear more about Disasi. But in regards to the channel, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe with notifications on, so you don't miss a thing. Because once the transfer window is officially shut, which happens later on this weekend, I'll be doing a video summarising the entire transfer window, grading our transfers, and giving you a breakdown of what I think January has been like for Aston Villa, because it's been a tough month. A couple of these signings probably not quite what we think, right? We've missed out on a couple of players, the obvious one being Bidet. There's a couple of things that haven't quite sat right with me this January transfer window, but I think Disasi overall is a positive, and we're going to get into that. But yeah, guys, if you do enjoy Aston Villa content and you are looking for a summary video at the end of the January transfer window, again, I'll put it up there. Subscribe to the channel, notifications on. And we're going to have a good old chat this weekend, because there's a lot to talk about. But today we are going to be focusing on our short-term loan cover option. God, it's like long lay all over again. It's Disasi. Let's look at his stats. So again, a lot has been made out of this transfer on Twitter. A lot of Chelsea fans don't like him. A lot of people saying that we're being mugged off. Why are we signing him? He's a terrible signing. But we're going to go through his stats, and I'm actually going to remind you guys that this is clearly a signing to cover Diego Carlos selling, right? We've lost Carlos. I don't expect, he's a right footer, I don't expect him to come in and start over Emery. I do anticipate, or I hope, that Aston Villa are still after a left-footed centre-back, especially after the West Ham performance. We moved Luca Digne to centre-back because he was left-footed, and Unai Emery in his post-match notes even said that. The only reason he'd done that and didn't bring on the likes of Lamar Bagard is because he wants a left-footed centre-back in his system. So I hope there's one lined up. But this season, again, 190 centimetres tall, 26 years of age, can play across the back line. Makes me think that we're not going to be signing Juan Foyth either. He's only managed 6 games. He's fallen out of favour at Chelsea, but then again, when you have a squad of 168 players, one more makes it a very funny number. And obviously people are not going to get chances that perhaps they would get elsewhere. So he did play, he's played a couple of games, again, not really ones that, what is it, Conference League, FA Cup, played 59 minutes against Shamrock Rovers. Again, he's clearly not a first choice centre-back. And let's not forget that Chelsea play in a back 3. And from what I've seen, people that know Disasi, that have followed his career, said that he doesn't really work well in a back 3. He needs to be in a back 4. So we look at him this season, and again, bearing in mind he is a Diego Carlos replacement, and bearing in mind that a lot of people are slating his ability on the ball. Well, a 91.7% pass accuracy would kind of dispel the rumours that he is terrible on the ball. He clearly is relatively adept with the ball at his feet, and he also has a long ball accuracy of near 70%. That pass accuracy puts him in the top 7th percentile, the long ball accuracy in the top 5th. He has got a goal this season, again, only from 6 games, 4 starts. Some strikers struggle to do that in the Premier League. He's had 1 successful dribble, hasn't been dispossessed whilst dribbling with the ball. That's obviously different because his dribble success rate is 100%. Again, that's not fantastic, only a 57% tackle success ratio, but again, let's look at it objectively for what it is, a Diego Carlos replacement, and Diego Carlos is winning about, I think, 16 or 20% of his tackles. He's won 52% of his duels, and this is a big one for me, especially with Carlos. Didn't win a lot in the air. Emery, as good as he is, isn't like a beast in the air, shall we say. Mings does do that job relatively well, but he is winning 71.4% of his aerial duels, and we need that aerial presence. For me anyway, I feel like we really, really need that in our team. Now, where he flourished in his career early on was for Monaco. That was what gave him his breakthrough. That's what made Chelsea splash the cash on him. So if we go back here to his last season in France, perhaps this is a better indicator of what he can do. And this is an Unai Emery signing. Apparently he was convinced to join Villa after a direct conversation with Unai Emery. That was what clinched the deal, because there were many other clubs that were actually looking at him as well. So let's have a look at why Unai Emery wants him. And again, Unai Emery, we've seen it with João Felix, right? He's going to get linked every single transfer window until he eventually joins us, probably when he's about 40 years old. But if Emery likes a player, there's a reason, and this could be the reason right here. This is again what made Chelsea sign him. 3 goals and 3 assists. Not too bad for a centre-back, to be fair. An 83.8% pass accuracy, decent cross accuracy as well, 50% of his long balls. A lot of green here again. The 3 goals, that's decent for a centre-back. He seems to like a goal. And again, good on the ball, which is what we need, right? In an Emery system, your centre-backs being good on the ball is almost more important at some regards than some defensive qualities. I think that we do lack some defensive qualities. You look at Pau Torres, we kind of sacrifice that physicality, that defensive nous, for the fact that he's so good on the ball. 21 successful dribbles, put him in the top 7th percentile. The most touches in opposition box, the most touches. He completed 72% of his dribbles, which is very good considering he's done 21 of the bad boys. And so that's not bad. Again, this is a little bit better as well. This is what we like to see. Won 66% of his tackles, 59% of his duels. Had nearly the most aerial duels won in league that season. He won 70% of them as well. It's a very, very good stat in the air. That's pretty consistent for him. And again, things haven't worked out for him at Chelsea. We go back to his first season with Chelsea here, where he got a majority of his games for him. He still managed 2 goals and 90% pass accuracy. Long ball and cross accuracy a little bit worse. There, again, dribble success, he clearly fancies himself on the ball, but that's a little bit better. 57% of his tackles won, 70% of his aerial duels won, 65% of his duels won. This is an upgrade on Carlos. It's not a flashy signing, it's not a Hollywood signing, it's not a signing that's going to project us when he goes straight into the starting lineup, and we're not going to lose a game for the next 20 Premier League games or however many are left, 16. This is a Diego Carlos replacement, and I think he's probably better than Carlos. As is on the screen, the tweet from Fabrizio Romano, this is a straight loan, no option or obligation to buy at the end of the loan. It is just a pure loan. It's what Longley was for us last season. It is to cover a void that needs covering. When Mings went down against West Ham, look, that performance was awful anyway. But when Mings went down against West Ham, it was a heart right there for every Aston Villa fan. We had Luca Digne at centre-back. He gave the ball away about 20 times per minute, I think it actually was. I don't know, someone do the op to Joe on that one. It didn't work. The only left-footed centre-back we have at the club, bar Mings, who should be hopefully back after a week or two, but it's still a week or two, is Sil Swinkles, who is, not probably ready to be thrown in at this level. I don't think Mings was ready to be thrown in as much as he has been. Pau Torres, again, is not going to be back until probably April at the best. So I think we still do need a left-footed centre-back. And if we don't sign any other centre-backs this season, and Disasi is just cover for every position, then, again, I would rank this transfer lower, because we need a left-footed centre-back. That's an absolute must. Emery's post-match press conference confirmed that. He would rather play Luca Digne at centre-back because he's left-footed than Lamar Bagard, who has played that position before. So I don't think he's going to want to be bringing in Disasi, who is a right-footer, and playing him there just because he's a centre-back. Right, because he's almost already kind of proven that that's not the case. So I think this is very much a backup option. Perhaps if Mings go down injured again, perhaps we'd look to him instead of Luca Digne. I don't know. But again, this is a Diego Carlos replacement. This is the third choice centre-back, or third/fourth, right? He's what Carlos and Mings should have been if Konsa and Pau were both, well, obviously Konsa's fit, but if Pau was fit as well. And in that regards, looking at it objectively like that, he's better on the ball than Carlos, a better pass accuracy than Carlos, wins more aerial duels than Carlos, has a better tackle success ratio, as bad as it may be, quite down, quite low at the moment, but it is better than Carlos. And it's no... I mean, again, I know we're paying his like a small loan fee and we're covering his wages, but in terms of PSR, it's not going to, it's not going to damage us, I don't think. And getting him on loan might free up some funds elsewhere in the budget to get a left-footed centre-back in. I just don't think I have any real complaints at this point. At first, when I saw it, I think I put my thinking hat on of, we're Villa, we should be, challenging for back-to-back top fours, and we need to be signing quality and quality and quality. But for what it is, again, as I've explained in this video, I'm taking that almost half entitled hat off as a replacement for Carlos, as a backup for Concert. Again, he can play right back. I don't think the Foyth deal is going to go forward if we sign Disasi. As long as we sign a left-footed centre-back as well, I think this is great business. I like it. Welcome Disasi. I'm wishing you all the best. Can't wait to see you in claret and blue. Up the Villa. Let me know what you guys think below, though, because this is dividing opinion everywhere that I look. So comment down below your thoughts. I reply to everything, so I will see you guys down there. As always, have a good rest of the week, and I will see you very soon. I've got 1 or 2 more videos to come, and then the big transfer roundup will be on the weekend. How will I grade it? Probably a D.